What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi. Now, today I'm talking about a big question that I get in this game absolutely constantly, and that's people always ask when I'm doing like 7th zone, Record Buster, Heroic Trial, things like that. They always ask me, if I can't beat the highest difficulty, is it even worth going through the challenge? My answer to that is always going to be absolutely yes, 100%. Especially 7th zone, but also Heroic Trial. Now, when it comes to Heroic Trial, we'll talk about that because it's a very specific situation. But this actually comes up because it was on my Heroic Trial video. The EX missions that we always run on here, these the payout on that is actually pretty equivalent. So with EX, it pays out a certain amount, add 48 stamina. But at normal, it actually pays roughly the same per stamina cost. So let's say, for the sake of argument, it pays out 5 stamina here. At 48, it's going to pay out roughly the equivalent stamina. I think it's like 30 items at that point. Something to that effect. So, in that regard, if you're not able to run EX or even very hard, you can run normal or hard and still rank up the same number of items per stamina run. Now, obviously, this does mean that if you're not able to run very hard or EX, you're going to have to basically do more do more runs to get more items, but you get so many orbs you get 1 orb every day, you do runs every day, and eventually farm it up. So with Heroic Trial, I think it's very, very, very important to do that. Now, when it comes to Heroic Trial, the best part about that is you can run whatever team. So it doesn't really matter so much about your team build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on team building in this one, but I just want to show you the whole point of this. You get 1 free 4-star out of this group of your choosing. So when you're brand new at the game, getting a free 4-star is the world. It means a huge, huge, huge amount. Now, that's Heroic Trial. Heroic Trial is its own thing, and pretty much for normal and hard, you could run any number of teams. There's tons of different types of teams you could run here and be very successful. Now, I also get this question on 7th zone, and I will say for 7th zone, I'll show you here, I actually S-cleared this with the team I'm about to show you. Prepare to be shocked, because it is a definite shock to the system. This team right here actually managed to S-clear this event. And I can see you looking at this team going, how? Well, the answer is, first of all, it's normal mode. Normal mode is pretty weak. Let me introduce the team real quickly here and explain basically how I managed to do this. All right, so I'm going to start back to front with this one because I started with this Ryu. Now, Ryu is a 3-star unit. You can always tell by going over here. That little gold hex means she's 3-star, not 4-star. But she's also only level 60. I could max her out at some point. In fact, she'd be really easy to acquire, but I've already sold her bonds. So for the sake of this video, it's actually a really interesting notion that even a level 63 star can hold her own in this normal level event. If she's maxed, she could do even better. So that right there should be a great indication of the early game and how much you can actually accrue with this. Now, tied to her, I have a Hestia unit that's from like the 2017 Christmas events. The only reason I'm running her is because she does wind attack damage plus 10%. I would just say whatever element you're running, which in this case is wind, obviously because that is a wind elemental 3-star and a wind elemental assist, you do need an assist somewhere in your team that does that elemental damage or an elemental debuff. Now, slot 3, since we're moving backwards, you will notice this maximum broken, but once again, it is a 3-star unit, and it is actually an April Fool's unit. Whenever you see these chibi units, they're April Fools. And normally people will tell you don't summon on the April Fool's banner. I love the April Fool's banner because A, it's hilarious. These units are always a lot of fun to run. You're never going to see me running them on a real team, but if you're early game, these are units that could come in clutch for the first couple of weeks of play of the game. After that, no dice. You're not going to get much joy out of it. But for now, she could help a little bit. And the best part is, a multi on those banners is only 100 Iris. So you really aren't losing a whole heck of a lot. I'm a big proponent of just at least getting a few for the lulz and whatnot. It's your call when it ultimately comes to that. But in the case of this Lily, she's actually a healer. She does a low heal, and you'll see when we get into the fight that over and over and over again, she's gonna accrue a decent amount of I guess assistance to the team because she's not gonna do damage. And tied to her, I have this 3-star Hephaestus. Hephaestus does a physical resistance debuff. Now, once again, I could max her out, but I don't have her bonds, and she's level 60. So while she's not preferable, definitely is going to be a hold her own in the normal event. And you can actually see, whereas if I had all these units maxed, the next level up, the hard event, probably would be quite doable as well. Handily, in fact, I would say. Now, slot 2 is going to be our DPS. That is the new 4-star bet. It is the kid bet, and the thing that's interesting about this, and the main reason I chose to put him on here, number 1, he's new as of recording this video. 2, he didn't get a very good buff compared to what he got in 2017 when he first dropped. So he's not really all that great, to be completely honest with you. Just disagree with me in the comment section. I just don't think he's great. The other reason is he's only level 60. So if you have 4 stars and you're in the early game, you're probably not going to max them out. You're going to have like a level 60 4-star and be like, can I do anything with this? Because everyone's always going to tell you have to max 4 stars. And that is, while that is quite true, having a level 60's early game can help you out. You'll see that here in a moment. Now, once again, I've got an April Fool's unit tied to him. That's just because she's the best physical attack unit. You can see her physical attack stats 402. And this is a 4-star, but she's a drop unit. She actually dropped from the 2019 April Fool's event. So she was an easy farm. She's got a lot of HP. She's got a lot of physical attack. She's going to help Bet out immensely. Finally, slot 1. Now, normally in this slot, you would see me run Haruhime. But I want to kind of show you a team that you can still run on these events, even when you don't have Haruhime on the team yet. I am running Winnie, and the main reason I'm doing that is because her skill 1 is a 40% buff, but to both strength and magic, a 20% buff, I believe, agility and dex, and then we can double check that actually. So I don't remember the secondary stats as well. There we go. Yeah, agility and dex 20%, and then 30% HP regen. Now, we did say that Lily was a healer, and remember, there's 2 different ways to heal. There's healing, which Lily does, which is as soon as she does her action in the turn. Then there's HP regen, which means you have to survive to the end of a turn, and then you get the heal. So, pretty straightforward stuff. Now, she is an earth type, so she's not going to be producing any kind of real damage. 100% Bet is going to be her DPS. But I should mention this, and this is a huge point in this video. Misha is a 3-star unit. 3-star unit. You do want to max units like this because she does stun resist 100% at max limit break. At level 60 and up, she'll do 75%. That's still not bad, but you really want, as soon as you can, to, because you're going to get tons of 3-star tickets and all that stuff, you definitely want to max her out as soon as humanly possible. It's just a fact of the matter of the game. That's why she's here. She does 100% stun resistance. You always hear me talk about the anklets that actually do that effect, but early game, you're not going to be able to farm those up. You're not going to be able to do those for quite a bit of time in the game. Misha is your alternative option for stun. Now, there is a 3-star assist, like Misha, for every single ailment in the game. The reason I'm running Misha here, though, is because 7th zone always stuns. Straightforward. Now, you need to have stun element here. If you want to know the other ones, you could join the Discord in the Danmachi guides in the Discord. We do have all of the 3-star ailment units there, and I'm going to do a 3-star video here really soon where I'm going to talk about all of them in great detail. But the one thing I do want to talk about before we actually get in here and I can show you how the rotations work is the rewards. You get 8 sharp carbonados and 8 of, I forget what these things are called, but Metamrox or something like that. I don't remember exactly what they're called. But these are the items for ascending weapons. And this is really important. Even if you can't beat hard or very hard, you can amass a decent number of these fairly quickly and then start doing your ascension slowly but surely on weapons. Weapon ascension is the cornerstone to big damage. Don't get too like bogged down with, oh, I can't do it immediately. There is a learning curve to these games, and there is a skill curve. You're eventually going to have to learn how to take advantage of this. But now that we've got our extremely low-key, it's kind of all right win team, I'm going to show you basically how to handle this situation. So I said with Wendy, we're going to do her skill 1. That's Strength and Magic 40%, Dex plus 20%, and 30% HP regen. Bet doesn't have any other real skills. He does debuff Agility and Magic 20%, but other than that, all of his other skills don't really do any buffs or debuffs, so we're just going to do his main DPS attack. Lily is going to do her heal. That's it. She's going to spam heal for the whole thing, just like Bet's going to spam his attack. Now, Ryu's interesting because she could buff penetration rate, so we're going to have her buff penetration rate on this turn, and while Winnie does turn replication, I'm actually not going to do it in this run because really, honestly, when you're early game, I'll talk about that in a moment. When you're early game, you're not going to get too many opportunities to take advantage of that. Now, notice they just died. That is truly unfortunate, but the reality is, very simply put, that is the problem you can run into. There are weak units, and if these opponents single them out, they're going to be definitely just kind of standing out in the cold. So we're going to try this one more time. Hopefully we get past this turn. Yep. So notice they're taking heavy damage. Those big AoE attacks don't feel good one bit. All right. So there we go. So we didn't get singled out that time. We didn't get any penetration. We didn't get anything like that. So we're pretty much in the good for the next turn. All right. Now, you will notice that everybody now has 30% HP regen for 3 turns. That means after 3 turns, we've got to rebuff that. Now, I did say these two are just going to basically spam those skills. And after this, we're actually going to put Ryu in DPS mode. So she's going to do that. That is the 20% AoE and single target debuff. That's going to be really important. And it's an attack skill, though realistically, it's not a very good attack skill for this event. Nevertheless, here we go. Now, the one thing I will say, you did notice that early on Lily and Ryu died, and that is truly unfortunate, but there are situations in which these units could get singled out, and then if they die, it's just, unfortunately, RNG. You do have to restart. It sucks. It's no fun. It is the luck of the draw. But now, we actually have a situation here where everybody's still buffed for 2 more turns, and everybody's on the skills they need to be on, so we're just going to do another attack. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Now, turn 4, all the buff skills are going to go away at the end of this turn. So this is the last turn we're getting HP regen. This is the last turn we're going to have any of our buff skills, and that's fine. And like I said, when he does buff replication, and all my OG players are looking at this like ripping their hair out, like, why aren't you doing this? And the answer is because you're not going to have too many opportunities to do it. And notice that Ryu just died. But I'm going to soldier on just because I don't need her for this next part. Now, I'm going to pretend like she didn't get singled out and murdered again. But it can happen. Sometimes you just got to let it happen. Or, in the case of this situation, I actually have 2 other units on the backside that would come in and take her place. I didn't build them out this way because I haven't had this problem yet, to be honest with you. It's just these units are being a kind of a pain at the moment that I'm trying to record. That's the curse of being a content creator. Nothing ever works out the way you anticipated. But neither here nor there. You will notice now I have an essay with Bet. So I can actually essay with Bet, do a decent amount of damage. Now, the one thing that I will warn you, one, you'll notice that Bet does not have any buffs. So actually I've got a rebuff on this turn, and then do our basic attacks here. The other thing that I would mention is Bet and Winnie actually have a combo attack skill. Combo attack skills early game make a huge amount of difference. You will notice that at the end of, like where we're at in the game right now, like when I'm doing EX missions, stuff like that, we'll hit them for like 300-400 mil, and then they'll get a combo attack and do like 200,000 damage. We'll scoff at it. The difference is Winnie and Bet Winnie will hit for nothing, but she's got a big debuff she does, and then Bet does an attack, and then he's going to hit for like 100,000. And then they're going to go ahead, come back in with a combo, and they're going to hit that combo for between 60 and another 100,000. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to build this SA gauge up till it goes from the 1 to the 2. That'll be about turn 9-ish when I've got all 4 units here. And at turn 9, then I could do a double SA, and that's really going to wear them down very, very quickly. Late game is not going to be as effective, but early game makes all the difference in the world. So I'm going to back out here to kind of discuss that option and how you know the difference, just so we get that out on paper. But just know that you can build these teams, you can go through here, and you can be very effective just fine. So let's go ahead and filter this down. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Kid Bet here, wherever he is at. There he is. Alright, so we go to status, and I'm going to scroll down here, and it's going to say Pound or Top Familia Executives. Pound's really going to be the one that he's going to have the most combos with. If I hit combo, it's going to show me all the units he could do this with. And that's the combo attack. See, there's Witty right there. So I don't believe any 3 stars actually have combos. I believe it's only 4 stars. So that is one thing to bear in mind. It's another reason to have like level 64 stars on your team. But those combo attacks early game will make all the difference in the world. So do a lot of strategy. Strategize and be intelligent about your builds. Pretty much that's it. But yeah, get those early rewards. Fight the fights. Don't get disgruntled. Don't be like, it might take, like, unfortunately my Ryu died on that run. If I had some backup units, it would make life a lot easier, but I didn't have them in there. Use the last 2 slots in case somebody dies. Don't make the foolish mistake I did. Got cocky because I did build a team that got the S clear. But RNG happens. Understand it. And endure. It won't be long before you'll look back and go, well, last week I couldn't even beat the hard missions, and now I'm laughing at the hard missions. It's just the way this game works. Guys, every single event has a reason for you to farm. Be it 7th Zone, be it Heroic Trial. Don't give up. Take advantage. It's really all I'm trying to say. Like, comment, and share. Let me know if this helped you guys out. I think this is a really important question that I get all the time that I really wanted to address in a video standalone by itself. I will catch you guys on the next one. We got more Danmachi coming up tomorrow, and got a lot of really fun stuff. So if you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. Hit the old like button, comment something down below, and I'll catch you tomorrow.